1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, hello, internet world. I'm gonna make one more video before I go to bed. It's getting pretty late. Alright, so more Cream of Hell. That's funny because that's actually like an accurate title for this story, since this story is a piece of shit, basically. Where was it? Many men who were crazy or foolish also had an unhealthy type of appearance, as if disease of some kind had affected their mind, or reversely, their mind had worn down the health of their body. His clothing was skimpy. His dirty white shirt was slightly too short and showed a small patch of hair on his lower abdomen. Oh, his shirt only shows a strip of skin at the bottom. Like, this fucking musketeer should be lucky he ain't seeing the whole belly, because pictures I have drawn of Beatrix in college, the crop top usually just comes like right past the nipple, basically, and the rest is just open to the world. So this musketeer should consider himself lucky that he's not just seeing the whole happy trail, Where was I? Yet the shirt was also oversized on him, as if made for a big fat man, and the short sleeves came down almost to his elbows. Oh, I love shirts like that. I had a few. It's probably where I got it from. Yeah, you get like a shirt that's way too big for you. If you're a big person and there's no such thing as a shirt that's too big for you, sorry, I just can't relate. But if you are any size person where you can find a shirt that's like 2 to 3 times too big for you, or I mean not times, but like 2 to 3 sizes up from what you are, and then you make a crop top out of it, and then it's like it's short but it also drapes, I like those. I like those fashions. Yeah, I used to have a few, and then you cut them just right, and like they kind of are lower, so it only shows half your belly when you're just walking around. But then if you like lean up against something or reach your arm up, and your shirt kind of raises, and then it's just like creeping up, like threatening to show the boob a little bit. Like that's fashion. Anyway, where was I? The short sleeves came down almost to his elbows. The collar was wide open across his thin shoulders. His shorts were held up with a black belt. At least he's not wearing a shoelace for a belt. I've done that. That shit is uncomfortable as fuck. I remember when I worked in the dining hall in college, if you forgot a belt, we had these plastic disposable aprons, especially for working in the dish room. And, if you forgot your belt and you need something to hold up your jeans, they just be like, use one of these plastic aprons. They like kind of just pull it apart like string cheese, and you use some of it to hold up your belt. That shit would cut into your hips like a fucking razor blade. That shit is not comfortable. Remember your belt. The shorts were held up with a black belt and were so short they showed almost his entire legs. They were a pale grayish blue, like some rocks in the right kind of light. His jeans, I'm sure it means, not his legs. Although maybe his legs are a pale grayish blue, like rocks in the light. I don't know. But the most impressive thing to the rider was the sandals on his bare feet. He's just going through, just like I just did at the end of the last video. He's just going through all the clothes and being like, this guy looks homeless. The color of them was a bright pink, the same pink as a small strip of ribbon around the stalk of Beatrix's ponytail. Oh, he's matching. It was a brighter pink than any flower that Baz had ever seen. See, when you go to a new world, you can be totally disgusted with what's going on, but then you see one thing, it's like, oh my god, we don't have that in my dimension, whatever. It was a brighter pink than any flower that Baz had ever seen. It was brighter than the flesh of any fruit he knew. He knew he had traveled far, and went so far from home. But where could he possibly be, that where the sandals could be a color he'd never seen before? It's like that, I think it's supposed to be that, like, I forgot the name of it, but basically it's like a kind of coloring that they make things out of, where it's like, it reflects light differently, like the light spectrum, it reflects some extra shit. Like, I don't remember exactly how it works, but basically it just makes them look brighter. Like, when you see, like, some neon stuff, like, you go to the store and you see some things that are, like, neon, and they're just, like, so brightly colored, like, wow, I want to buy it, because it's so bright, and it's, like, shining, but not really, it's just really bold color, like, bam, in your face. Then, yeah, that's, like, part of it. It has something to do with light spectrum, I don't remember, like, maybe it's reflecting, a little bit of ultraviolet that's on the, like, limits of what we can see or some shit like that. I don't remember. It was pretty interesting, actually, but look it up. Okay. And there's some detergents that are, like, they told us that it's, like, if you see a detergent that's advertised as, like, whiter than white for, like, you know, bleaching your clothes or whatever, it will have some stuff like that in there because it reflects the light differently, so it kind of, like, makes it look like your clothes are just, like glowing or some shit. I don't know. Not literally, like, not that intensely, but it just makes the colors, like, pop. Anyway. Where was I? What kind of materials did they have in this country? What kind of goods? What kind of people? What other things would Baz see that he had never seen? Well, I guess that question will be answered the longer you stay here, Baz. If that's your real name, which it's not. I know your real name is, like, Ferdinand or Leon or Pierre or, I don't know, Cyril. That's my favorite name for a French guy. Cyril. I don't know, is it Cyril or is it Cyril? I don't know, but I like that name. It's like Sibyl. Like, I like that name too. All those kind of, and who was that crazy lady? What was her name? I don't remember. But I like all those names. Alright, where was I? It was only then that Baz realized with a chill up his spine that Beatrix was dressed in so little, while Baz himself was dressed in a cloak and jacket, pants, and riding boots, and he didn't feel too warm in these woods. Yeah, they're like in like another dimension or something where there's like no temperature. It's like a cartoon. Like, you can have one person bundled up and another person in like a tank top, and neither one of them are uncomfortable. I would like to be in a world like that. So Beatrix must be cold. Though Baz didn't see him shivering, or his breath misting in the air, but still, Baz dared to approach Beatrix. After them speaking together, his nervousness was just about gone, or changed into questions instead. And also, he has a weapon, and Beatrix doesn't have shit. It would be hella funny if Beatrix just, like, pulled a big-ass gun, like a fucking, I don't know the different kinds of guns, but just, like, a huge-ass handgun, like, one of the more, like, hefty kinds you can have, like, out of his, like, Daisy Dukes. And he just had, like, this big-ass gun. That would be so fucking funny. Where was I? Blah, 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 or changed, and the question said, Baz doubted that Beatrix would hurt him. He didn't seem to have any violence in him. You would be wrong. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember what kind of character. Beatrix is one of those characters they used to use a lot back then, but haven't even thought about for, like, years. So, I don't remember, but I don't remember him being so innocent. I'm sure he would wail on a person if he felt like he had to. And even if Beatrix did, who out of the two of them were stronger? Who had a weapon? You must be cold, Baz said. He reached up and unclasped his cloak at the chest, taking it off and offering it to Beatrix by draping it over the other man's shoulders. Oh, how chivalrous of him, even though he, are they friends now? I don't know. He didn't seem like he was into him. He thought he was like a heathen and all this shit. Beatrix looked a little taken back, but he didn't refuse, and if anything, a slightly warm look came over his ashen face. I'm not. Are you cold? Baz thought about it. No, he thought to himself, no. The air in this the whole forest was as still and temperatureless as tree bark against bare skin. It's like in that, maybe they are supposed to be like in the afterlife, because in Twilight Zone, spoilers, when that girl realizes she's dead, she's like, I don't feel anything. No hunger, no cold, no warmth, no pain, no anything, or something like that. So maybe I was going for that. And also the other Twilight Zone, oh, my favorite, one of my favorite ones, where they're all, spoilers, when they're all dolls, and then they're like, we don't feel anything. It's like the same, she says the same shit. The air in this whole forest was still and temperatureless as tree bark against bare skin, but he didn't want to think about he didn't want to think about that, how one man could be fully clothed and the other almost naked, and neither one hot or cold. How horrifying. Beatrix picked at the fabric of the cloak affectionately. I bet that cloak is nice. I bet it's made of wool. With his knobby fingers. It's beautiful, he said. A beautiful color. Such a dark red? I thought they, in pictures, the Musketeers usually wear blue, but okay. This guy's extra royal. It reminds me of a plum. That's purple. Or a dark red wine. He raised his glassy eyes to Baz once again. Are you a prince? No, but I'm sure he does dwell in the house of the Lord. What was I gonna say? You hear that theory that they think, you know Homer, the old ancient writer that did the Odyssey and all that? You hear this theory that people think he might have been colorblind because the way he describes some things, he says, like, oxes are the same color as wine, and other stuff I can't remember. And the other thing I heard, which I don't remember if it was confirmed or not, or if it was, just a theory. It might have been a theory or it might have been confirmed. I don't remember. People are saying that Homer was probably a doctor because he, or at least studied the body. But I mean, back then in ancient times, why would you study the body and not be a doctor, you know? But, like, because when you read all the kill scenes from the Iliad and stuff, like, they don't just say, like, oh, he got stabbed, and then he, like, fell on the ground, started squirming around it, and screaming or something, you know? They say, like, it's very specific descriptions. It's just, like, the spear punctured the bladder at, like, a 45-degree angle, and the spleen was ruptured, and, you know, shit like that. It's just very, like, he spells out the organs and all the internal injuries these guys sustain, so that's interesting. I thought that was interesting back then. What are you guys doing over there, you little maniacs? I give them catnip, now they're insane. Baz scoffed. Do I look like a prince? He said. I'm sure he does. I found that on the road, a thief probably dropped it. Is that true, or is he lying through his ass? Or it was meant to be yours? Baz sighed. He set his hands on his hips for a moment and just... I'm sure his cape is filthy if he really found it, but, I mean, didn't say it wasn't dirty, so, I don't know. He set his hands on his hips for a moment and just looked at Beatrix. Where do you live? Baz asked. Who do you live with? A man like this couldn't be living alone. Likely he had some relative somewhere worrying about him. Maybe they would even take pity on Baz and be grateful to him for bringing Beatrix back and let him stay with them for the night. Maybe he could find a new horse somewhere. If you tell me, I'll take you home, Baz tried to tempt. Oh, I'll take you there, Beatrix replied, almost a little eagerly. He turned and began to head away from their meeting place at the lake. It'll be good to travel together, Beatrix said, walking more briskly than Baz expected, as he led the way. You can help me keep an eye out for the beast. What's the beast? Will it be the one I know of, Baz thought to himself, or some new strange creature that never came through my imagination before? The beast is huge and white, and it has red eyes, and 3 horns on its head. Oh, this is the... Yeah, in the other story that I read for the speedrun, there was a part that I don't remember if I got to it or not, but basically Beatrix sees an albino triceratops. It's like a hallucination, but I don't know, it could be real. It's up to you. But basically sees that, a monster, and it's an albino triceratops. And that's interesting, he's like referencing it here. It has red eyes and 3 horns on its head, Beatrix said. Baz tilted his head a little to one side. Does it have fur? He asked. Is it like a bear? Were they playing 21 questions? Or what was that shit? Like that parlor game or something? It's like, is it bigger than a bread box? What is that from? I think that's from Scrooge or something. No, it's bigger than a bear. Bigger than a bear? Yes, and it doesn't have fur. Does it have scales, he asked. Is it a dragon? No, it's not a dragon, and it can't breathe fire, but it's dangerous like a dragon. 3 horns on its head, you said. And red eyes? It sounds like a dragon to me. Beatrix shook his head. He glanced back and pushed aside some branches that were in their path. It's not a dragon. It has skin, rough, tough skin, and no claws. If you want to know the animal it's most like, it's like a giant ox, but with feet like a pig's, and a big wide tail. A tail like, he had to think about it, like an alligator's. I've never seen an alligator, Baz said, but I've seen pictures drawn of them. I think you're making this animal up. I wonder if in 1600s France, did they have drawings of alligators? Because how many places do alligators live? I mean, I know alligators and crocodiles basically the same thing. But then again, if he only knows crocodile and he hears the word alligator, he's not going to know they're the same thing. He's going to be like, what's an alligator? Oh, it's like a crocodile. Oh, okay. You know, I know crocodiles live, like, Africa, obviously Australia, but that's pretty far for them. And things like that. I don't know if any alligators are pretty much just North America, right? I think, but I'm not sure. I'm not making it up, Beatrix replied, but I hope you keep thinking that. I don't want you to see it. It's terrifying. Maybe it's a demon. You heard of that? I saw this one ghost show one time on TV. They were talking about all these ghosts they saw, and this one lady saw a demon that had a sheep's body, a human face, and pig feet and ears or something. It was like a bunch of different animals like packed together, and she said it was a demon. And I think it may have talked. I don't remember. Red eyes glowing in the night. Beatrix shook his head, snapping out of it slightly. Maybe it is. Crazy people often see demons that other people can't understand. That's the truth. You think I'm crazy? But Beatrix didn't sound offended. His voice was soft, as if he was considering it himself. They traveled out of the forest and down a slippery, sandy path filled with loose rocks. At last, coming down the side of a hill, they could see a good view of a small city beyond. The city was nearer to the coastline. He could see the ocean from where he was. See, this is the place that that Beatrix lives. Isn't one of the I think it's Green Lantern lives in a place called Coast City. That's basically like where Beatrix lives. It's just a coastal town that's like, it's just a little trashy, a lot of concrete, a lot of warehouses and industrial buildings, and a lot of people just perpetually walking up and down the streets in bikinis and stuff, kind of has an unsanitary feel to it, but it's like, it's home for him, and stuff. It's like a trashier Santa Cruz, I guess, or whatever, I don't know. Or they could see the ocean from where he was, and it startled him slightly to know that they were so close to the sea. Is that where you live, down there? Baz asked. Beatrix nodded and led the way. That might be it. Let me see something. Oh my god, what was that, Quincy? He just pulled my whole curtains down. Now I have to fix it. I'm really tired. I was hoping I could just put my computer away put my, like, turn the light off and just get right in bed. Now I have to fix the curtain because of his ass. Anyway. Alright, well, I think that was it. It says Saturday, 4 p.m., 5/10/841/2088. I have no idea whose number that is. Probably somebody I went on a date with one time and then got pissed off by. So, I have no idea whose number that is. Oh, look, there's, like, there's a song. I'm already past 20 minutes, but let me do this real quick. Oh, hi, you just caught me trying on some sexy outfits from callagirl.com. Yeah, I'm pretty much hot shit. Now look at this ugly schlub. I would never get with him, but you know, I like to gold dig a little bit, so maybe if he dresses how I like, I'll let him buy me some chocolate strawberries and feed them to me. Damn, look at this fucking guy. Neck ribbon, looks all shitty. The fur is all, ugh. Look, bear, you need a good shirt. That'll save your life. That's, what the fuck? I think that's making fun of a, commercial where it was, like, some lady who's presumably supposed to be hot, and she's just like, ugh, I don't like this guy, and then, like, another guy wearing, like, the shirt that she's trying to sell, she's like, oh, I like this is great, you know? Anyway, that was it. Alright, have a good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Cream of Hell, that weird little snip. So next time, we'll do another story. I might try to fish out a very special one. I might try to do a Joshy and Dawson story, or I might try to get the ramen party story. We'll see. Both of those are, like, good. Like, I'm not gonna throw away the notebooks after I'm done with those. I'm keeping them, because those are, like, I'm actually kind of proud of them, you know? But, alright.